Hello everybody, this is Foxx Gaming here with a quick little product review video, and I feel like that I should be transparent about this before the video, and this is kind of being tacked on beforehand because I didn't know how to really talk about this in the video itself. But anyway, the video that you're about to watch has affiliate links in the description. Now, what does that mean? It means that if you click on those links and you buy from there, that means that I will get a cut from it. There will be a cookie put on your browser, and it will make it so that anything you buy during that little shopping thing, that little bit of buying from there, I'll get a little cut from that. And I want to be transparent about this because it might sway your opinion. It might change how you think of the review. It might make you think that I'm, a sellout. Either way, it doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is that you understand that I would never send you to a crappy product, I will never send a link to a product that I haven't at least tried or is just busted, is, way not worth it for what it is, priced, or you won't get any use out of it. So I just ask that if you do, if you do watch this review, understand that that is what I'm doing with this. So I want to be as transparent as I possibly can with you guys. Alright, and I should also point out that you never really pay more when you shop like this. You don't even have to buy what I was talking about, but that's your choice. Either way, that's the deal. Continue on with the video, enjoy it, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hello everybody, Foxx Gaming here with a quick little product review of the Nintendo Switch. I have come into possession of one over the past, I'd say, week or so, and I've been testing it out and playing with it. I actually bought it myself because I, figured why not. It's after seeing, trailers for certain games that are coming out for it, I decided, why not? So this is the Switch in all its glory, all its super hyped up glory. So I'm just gonna talk about it real quick. Now, everybody's been talking about how the Switch is one of the weirdest things that they've seen in terms of a console. It is a at-home and portable console, which means that I can either hook this up to my TV or play it on the go with these little remotes. Now, these little remotes are called Joy-Cons. They are very awesome and very nice. However, there are some issues with the Joy-Cons themselves, and that is the offset of some of the buttons. It's not as bad with the, I think this is the left. I'm bad with lefts and rights. I'm pretty sure this is the left Joy-Con. If not, I'll, this one, the one that goes on this side, has a better button layout than this one, and it's weird. But this one also has the home button, which is actually really nice. I'd rather be using this one just because it has the home button, so I can switch games if I'm using it like this. But I mean, if you're playing games, you're not going to be using this. You're going to be using this. And I gotta say, these two things, this and these, the Joy-Con jock straps, I like to call them, they don't, they're probably what, is the heft of the stuff that, accessories that are coming out for the Switch. These are probably the most important accessories, and here's why. So, this allows you to turn your Joy-Cons into a decent remote. And I actually really like this remote because it feels like I don't know how to describe it without sounding weird about it and sounding like an old person, but this reminds me of back in the day when you'd play what's it called? I'm trying to think of what it's called now. A Super Nintendo or a NES. It kind of has that same square feeling I do want to say that one of these is a little bit like weird feeling. I just think it's me because I'm a little bit hypersensitive about that kind of stuff. But like it clicks in fine. It feels nice. It plays nice. I wish I had the screen out so I could actually show you, but it's nice. All the buttons have nice little clicky sounds. One thing that does bug me a little bit is I feel like the control sticks are a little bit small. I don't know if that's just me. I'm used to having, big beefy control sticks. In fact, actually, give me a second. I'm gonna grab one of my other remotes real quick. I'm gonna grab this big boy, which this is probably a good comparison. Like, this is my Logitech remote. This is the remote that I use for all my PC gaming and all that. You can see that the thumbstick comparably is a lot bigger than, say, on a, I have to move this just to get a better shot, but they look a lot bigger than the Joy-Con control sticks, and that could just be me, but yeah, there's that. I'm gonna put that big boy back now. So yeah, there's that little problem. And the other little problem that I feel like is kind of a big deal is the fact that, like, these are not really that high tech, and I don't know why, like, I would say why it bugs me, but I'm not allowed to say it per se. And this I will talk about a little bit more in another video. But like, these are just little, basically glorified pieces of plastic that essentially just hold the remotes and Joy-Cons in place, which is nice, but it's like, it feels a little bit much, and I feel like it should have more to it. Granted, it's nice that these have all the power you actually need. In fact, I'm going to talk about the Joy-Con jock straps real quick, which are these things. These little things that give so many people so much trouble. Now I'll explain why. Now, the thing is, they just slide onto the remote like this, and I think you gotta make sure that you put it on the right way. So, plus to plus, minus to minus, I believe it is. If not, well, you're gonna get a really funny video of me trying to get this off. But they add a little bit of, how should I say, depth to your controller, and it makes the triggers a little bit more, visible. But these are not needed, and I learned this recently. Now let me just try and get this off. This little button on the back that allows you to, I'm not doing this right, am I? Let me just, there we go. I could just show it with the other remote too, but I need this to show off the removing from the dock stuff. So this remote actually has little buttons on the top that I never knew about, and they work. The thing is, these jock straps have this little, like, nubs that push in the button, which it makes me a little bit nervous, because what if one of these is, like, I don't know, isn't pushing right or something. It makes me just a little nervous when playing games. At the same time, it also, like, it feels unnecessary. Except for the only time I would ever think that you would use these is if you were, let's say I was playing, like, in a car or something, and I wanted to have the strap on my arm. That's when I would say they probably would be used. Or if I'm playing, like, ARMS, which is the only game I know of that actually has motion controls, I'm just, like, punching, like this, and swinging it around, I can see why the strap would be needed. But other than that, it's not really, God, I gotta get this freaking thing off again. It's really hard to get off, which is, it could be good or bad depending on who's using it. If a small child's using it, it might make it more easy to break in their eyes. So, just keep that in mind. I would say this is not actually meant for small children, but we'll get into that in a little bit later. So, you got this. And you get two of them when you buy the console, and they have more coming out in different colors. I know that for Splatoon they released a green and purple one, which is nice. I actually would really like to get a hold of some green ones to put on my Switch, but you know, these will just have to do. But yeah, these Joy-Cons, they work really well, and they're really nice and good feeling. Now I'm just gonna, I'm gonna demonstrate the main draw of the Switch, which is you pull it out through this. Now I'm gonna show you the most amazing thing that the Switch does, which is it's a home console, and you click those in the sides of the screen, pull it out very gently. I'm gonna go into that a little bit too. So right here we have the Switch, and it's a little dirty. It's a tad dirty from, just being in the house and me touching it and stuff, but trust me, they're not that bad when you get them. But so let's set that to the side. I'm gonna talk about the dock real quick, because the dock is probably one of the most important parts of the hardware. Which let's talk dock real quick. So I'm not 100% sure. I probably shouldn't be sticking my fingers in there, because that's probably going to do damage to it. But, so the dock, what it does is it holds your Switch, and it basically plugs it into the TV when you're not playing it, like on handheld mode. But even though handheld mode is pretty great. Now, the Switch doesn't have much going on in the back for cords, which is really nice because it makes it a lot more portable for like going out to friends' houses too. But as you can see, this is the back of the Switch, where you can see that there's an AC adapter, which is like a plug-in charger basically. And they don't come with a USB or like PC charger or anything, which is really weird to me. But whatever. You have an HDMI out and you have the USB. So I'm not sure if the USB actually charges it, or if it's just like another like remote thing or something else for the for the console itself. I have no idea. I wish I knew, but yeah, there's that. And now to talk about the really big issue I have with this, which is this dock is really easy to scratch your screen on. This is a big issue with the Switch in itself, and kind of an issue that I saw and I thought, well, that's gonna fucking suck. It's easy to scratch it because there's not really any rubber paneling on this. It's really just more plastic, and so if I pull this out and like angle it a little bit, like I just tilt it the wrong way, just like I was like, oh, pull it out, and I tilted it back a little bit, boom, like, oh hey, you can see me in the screen. But I'll have to blur that out or something. But yeah, you tilt it back a little bit, and boom, you get a face or a screen full of scratches. And that sucks. It really does. It bugs me to no end, because just it's understandable for certain things to get scratched. My phone has gotten scratched over the years and cracked. It's understandable because it's a phone. It goes everywhere. It sits in your pocket with, change and stuff. It's a phone. It's gonna get, battle scars. That's just how it is. With a DS, I should probably have a DS to show you, but I don't have my 3DS on me at the moment. But, my DS actually has a lot of scuffs on the touchscreen as well, because the stylus actually scratches the screen. And that's bound to happen. Plastic on, I guess it's not really glass, but maybe it is. It might be plastic as well. I'm not sure. But, plastic on plastic or glass is gonna scratch it. It's just how it is. Sorry. It's just how it is. Now, I will say that beyond those negative points, I do want to say that the Switch has a lot of things that I'm really happy with. That being the fact that it has this, which this is where you put your SD card into, if you have one. I would recommend getting a like 56, I think it is, like a higher level, SD card to put in there for if you want to download a lot of games, because if you do that, you'll never have to really buy a physical copy of a game. But even then, the physical copies of games doesn't really scare me as much as they do with discs, because let me see if I can get it out right now. Let's see. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, is it? It's not gonna open. You can see right there. Now this is all about hard to get open, but you can see that there is a little thing for cards there, because I'm not sure if it's technically micro SD cards or whatever, but the games that you buy for the Switch are on little chips, which is really nice. I like that. I like that a lot. That's really, really good, because, you know, especially with, if I was taking this on the go and it used discs, I would not want to take the discs on the go, because it's like, what happens if I take one out and somebody scratches it or something, or as I'm switching games and somebody knocks it on my hands, stuff like that. Discs are very fragile, and I'm glad that they sort of realized that and decided, let's put the games on carts. I wish I had a game card. Sadly, I don't at the moment, because I bought my 2 games that I have for the Switch on download. I will definitely try to put up a picture of one right now, but if I don't, then oh well, I'm sorry. I'll do a little video showing that off later. But now I'm going to get into the gameplay stuff of it and just how good it looks. So I'm just going to turn it on real quick, and to show it off, let's see. You can see now that this is going to look a little crappy, isn't it? But, what are you going to do? But one of the best things about this is this little screen right here that I'm showing you. And here's why. So just gonna see my ugly mug for a little bit. I'm just gonna put these into the game. Oh, whoops, it shut down. Nice. So I'm gonna turn this on and hit A 3 times to continue, and boom. It just resumed my game of Shovel Knight that I was playing last night while talking to some friends. This is revolutionary. I love this, because this is one of the problems that plague a lot of mobile things, is that when you're playing a game, you kind of can't really start up playing again later. It's just not available to you. But this, I can jump in and resume the game whenever I want, and so I'm just like, I can play Shovel Knight and be like, oh, look at me, I'm playing Shovel Knight, and I know I'm not using 2 hands at the moment, so I just lost all that progress. But then I can be like, oh, I need to stop. I'm done. Get a couple minutes of free time again, waiting for, like, I don't know, in the line of the DMV. Turn it on. Hit A 3 times. What the? Oh, it's because it shut off again. Hit A 3 times. Game start. It's really nice because Shovel Knight actually pauses the game right away. I don't know if that's for every game. Actually, yeah, I think it is, because Binding of Isaac does that too. But yeah, so these 2 games work very well with this. I assume Legend of Zelda also does too, from what I've heard from friends. And just this is revolutionary for gaming, and I'll explain why. Now, this is a big deal to me because I like the idea of being able to play games on the go that I couldn't before. Games that, originally weren't very big. Whereas this, granted, this is already a mobile game, as well as The Binding of Isaac. These are just 2 games that I had on my computer that I know that I enjoyed playing. I didn't want to buy a $60 game that, only I could play either for a long trip like this in front of the, kids that I happen to babysit a lot, and in front of family members. I felt like that would have been kind of douchey, so I didn't do that. But I decided to get these 2 games because I know that both of them have local co-op, and so I could play them. And I am sucking really bad because I am not paying attention. But I was hoping to, play these games with family. And granted, I didn't really get to do that much on this trip, but I still had fun with it, and I still got to test the Switch out in all of its, like, mobile glory, which it works really well, and I really like it. It's really fun. I wish I just died. I'm gonna stop now before I lose all that money. Just turn it off, and hey, look, I can resume it anytime I want. Now I'm just gonna put this back and detach it, which detaching is really easy, actually. It's not something you should do emotionally, but yeah, just detaching it is just click the buttons, pull up, pull them out, and you're done. This makes the Switch really good for just quick and easy, like, switching of modes, even though I think you'll probably more likely play it on mobile, because it's just, why not? And I feel like this system has some minor flaws that are offset by the pros of this, which are, it's a very, very time efficient system. It's very good at, you don't want to waste your time, don't. Just turn it on real quick, play a little bit, if you don't want to get too involved, don't get too involved. Just play like a little bit, like do your grindy little quest stuff or whatever. And, play fun. Play a quick game. The only thing is, I feel like there are certain games that are more meant for at home than playing on the go, such as ARMS is a good example, because I know that has motion controls involved with it, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, don't own any actual Switch games yet. I will get on to that a little bit more later on. But this game console, is one of the best innovations in gaming that I've seen. This is after I let all the hype die down for this, because I knew that if I bought this and reviewed it right as it came out, everybody's gonna be like, oh my god, it's so good. And, I would have just been sitting here, just beating it to death with how good it is. But I've let that time pass now, and I'm not really too excited, with how good the Switch is, because I've kind of come to terms with what it is and how it works and what it does mean for gaming. And I really hope that over time people see how good this is. If anything, I would love to see this somehow become the Steam of console games, and I'll talk about that more in later. But right now, this is amazing. This Joy-Con has a little camera I never really mentioned, because no games really use it to date. 1-2 Switch does, which, by the way, if you're buying games for this, don't buy 1-2 Switch. It is a rip-off game, and it is a game that is just, don't buy it. It's a tech demo game. Tech demo games should come with the Switch, and that's one thing that I dislike about the Switch, is that it does not come with any games. I know that the Wii U came with a game, at least. It came with Nintendo Land, which is another tech demo game, and, the Wii came with Wii Sports, which is, again, another tech demo game, but still came with a game. That's a big seller for me. If a game console comes with a game, that's great, I can play it right when I get it. But this did not come with a game at all, and that annoyed me. So I had to not only buy the console, but then spend extra money on top of it to just get a game to play it. And I can't go into prices because that's not allowed on videos with affiliate links. But yeah, so this is just, it's a great thing. It's a great console in general. Now, who would I recommend it to? I would recommend it to young adults, definitely. People that are of the ages of 12 up, because this is a fragile device. It is not something that, I would give to any little kid. In fact, I specifically moved it from my living room TV to my room because I didn't want my nephew to come over one day, see it, and be like, oh, look, video games, and then break it. because I'm terrified of that. Like, the Wii U is kind of different because it has other remotes and stuff, but like if he would literally break the console if he took this out and smashed it or something, you know? And that's not something I'm willing to risk with that. So I moved it into my room. And that's all nice and dandy. Plus it makes my space a little bit more, fun. And I don't have to leave it as much. But yeah, there's that. It's a great thing for young adults. Really anybody that's a big Nintendo fan, once legacy games come out, like this is the console that you're gonna want to get. But yeah, that's really about it for the Switch. What I guess I can talk about some of my hopes for it and things that I wish that it actually had. And here are some negatives that I actually kind of forgot about. So, one of the negatives is that it does not have a web browser, which is not as big of a deal. And I remember hearing this somewhere, and I'm not sure where, but it's because web browsers on the Wii and Wii U were used to hack. And it was basically putting in code that the developers didn't want it to. And this allowed things for like Smash Brothers for turbo mode, which is honestly all fine and good. Like, the big deal to me is like, are people using these hacks to actually cheat in competitive multiplayer or something? If so, get rid of it. But this doesn't seem to be the case for this. It's just like they didn't have a web browser, which is fine, whatever. I don't use the web browser on my consoles anyway. If I want to look something up, I'll go to my computer or I'll go to my phone to look it up. Like, Jesus. Who actually uses their web browsers on their, these, like, their Nintendo products? I don't know. Mostly hackers. But there's that. There's also something that I want to talk about, which is they don't have any streaming apps on this. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, like, they don't have Netflix. They don't have Hulu. They don't have Crunchyroll. They don't have anything. Whereas, like, the Wii U does have a lot of these streaming apps. For some reason, the Switch does not, and that could just be because it's so new. It's not even, like, 6 months old yet. So, it's like, it's a relatively new console that probably doesn't have many people putting their weight into making the streaming apps. But I would have expected YouTube to be at least on there or something, because I wanted to watch stuff while I was like, while I was on vacation, and I couldn't because, hey, look, no Netflix. Guess you're SOL, bruh. And I could have watched it on my phone, but I would have preferred to watch it on this thing because it has a bigger screen, and also because it would make it more all around better. But that's that. On the other note, I also want to say that I haven't played it much on a big screen because I've been playing it mostly on vacation, and I'm probably not going to get back too much into it until I actually get another game for it. Whereas, or until I, do something around the house where, I'm not really going to be sitting back at my computer desk that much. In that case, I'll probably be, doing Isaac runs, on and off throughout the day while I'm doing, household cleaning and stuff. But this is, it's really fun to play and bring out. And I feel like it's a better handheld than it is a home console, which is a good thing because it is a home console. It's kind of hybrid into a handheld. I also, this is just a personal thing too, but I kind of don't like bringing it out in public because, especially since I have these brightly colored Joy-Cons, I really did not make the smart decision in picking Joy-Con colors, because this makes me a giant target if anybody wants to mug me for it, which is a very good possibility at the moment because a lot of the stores I went to were sold out. In fact, I have a funny little story about that, and I'll probably talk about it in a Balloons TD podcast after this comes up. But this was such a pain in the ass to actually get a hold of. It was ridiculous. And I want to say right now that, especially as of this year, so it would be like August 2017 specifically, once Christmas comes around this year, you are not going to be able to get a hold of these. I will almost guarantee it that if you go and buy someplace out somewhere, you will not be able, or go to buy someplace, like especially during Black Friday and stuff, you will not get one of these because these will be sold out. People are going to be picking them up like hotcakes. And that's just how it is. You know, people don't want to buy it right away. They want to wait for the, you know, the frosty winter deals or whatever. And then, you know, these get sold out and you're not going to be able to get a hold of one. And I think that's actually going to start really kicking in when the game that I really actually picked this up for, which was Mario Odyssey. I picked this up for Mario Odyssey because I wanted to play that so bad, because it's finally Nintendo going back to the roots of, you know, big exploration games where you go through and you explore worlds and stuff, whereas like before they were doing linear stuff, and that's fine and all, but I like me some, you know, Mario 64, and that what Mario Odyssey looks like is Super Mario 64 too, and the fact that I can play Super Mario 64 on the go proper with this, it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. So, would I pick the Switch up? Yes, if you are a young adult or a parent of a young adult, or somebody that is, you know, who is older that doesn't have the most free time, but can carry one of these around and, you know, play it whenever you get a free, you know, few minutes to, maybe 15 minutes every now and then. I mean, even a half an hour in bed every night, you know, that leads to like 15 hours, 15 and a half hours, because you played it, you know, 30 minutes every night. It's a nice console. Would I buy it? Yes. I mean, I did buy it, so, but would I buy it if, like, I was just a average gamer? Yes. I think that, especially if like third-party developers really start releasing games on these, I might actually start buying more of my indie games on here than on my computer. And that's really saying something. That's kind of why I don't play big consoles, is because I want to buy all the cool, you know, games on there. Now there's some games that I feel like really work better on my computer than this game or this console. Like a great example is, I feel like Binding of Isaac and Shovel Knight both play better on this than they do my PC for like control reasons. But I also feel like that, you know, Enter the Gungeon, which I hear is going to come out on this. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me on that. But Enter the Gungeon, if it does come out on this, I would not buy it, because I have it on my PC already, and it plays better on my PC with a keyboard mouse setup. It's just a matter of preference. Do you like how something controls with a controller or a mouse and keyboard? If you prefer a controller, consider getting it on this, because that means you can play it anywhere, and you can take it on the go. And I feel like that's the Nintendo Switch's real strength, is the fact that I can take this on the go and play it anywhere, whereas with my PC, it's kind of stuck to the wall. Can't really take it anywhere. Not really good for mobile gaming. But yeah, that's just me. One thing that I really would like to see though in the future is, I would like to see an internet browser, and if it does get added, I will amend the video. If I would like to see streaming apps. Once they get added, again, I'll amend the video. Anything that I say that's not on the Switch at the moment, when that does get fixed, I will again amend the video. You know, if there's anything that you see that's wrong with this, like if I said something that's wrong or whatever, tell me. I'll post an annotation and say, hey, I was wrong. Sorry about that. But I think I got everything that I've wanted to say now. And this has just been a quick little thing about the Switch. I'll talk about it more on my Balloons TD podcasts, where, play those. Maybe we'll have some friends on to talk about, because I do have a lot of friends that actually own a Switch that, probably would like to talk about their opinions on it. But yeah, if you liked this video, like, comment, and subscribe for more. I will see you in the next one. Maybe with a game review, maybe with a live review of a game. I don't know. But I'll see you in the next episode of whatever I do. Have a good one. Bye-bye.